We are now joined by Rankin County School District, where we have Angie Graham, who serves as the Director of Secondary Curriculum and Instruction, and Dr. Cassandra Vanderfer, who is the Director of Career and Technical Education and Acceleration. Thank you both for joining us today. So to get started, could you please share why Rankin County School District decided to become a District of Innovation?
Rankin County School District has been a part of the Innovation Lab Network for a few years now, where we explored several different innovative ideas to allow our students to have such a rich experience with their academic and their school career overall, while also allowing us as educators to provide a richer and more rigorous level of instruction in the classrooms. And we wanted to continue that and to go a step further with innovation. So that's why we moved into applying for the District of Innovation.
What are some of the key points and maybe the key programs that are going to be a part of your district's innovative plan, and how do you feel that they will help impact student success?
We've got multiple parts of our plan. We do a big focus obviously on the academic side, but we also have brought in some focus on the CTE side of things. A big push that we have done while we were part of the lab network was what we call time redesign, where we have looked at individual school schedules versus the resources available. And what I mean by resources is the teacher units compared to student-teacher ratios. And we have been able to redesign their master schedules to free up for common planning, not just within a building, but across the district. So we could really go deeper with teachers across all 8 zones that we have. And then it also allowed schools to free up time within their schedule to provide one-on-one enrichment opportunities and one-on-one remediation opportunities for students that we were not otherwise able to provide because of the way that the schedule constraints kind of kept us from being able to do that. Another thing that we were able to do with time redesign was to embed technology into the 4 core content areas at one of our middle schools. So the technology was they co-taught with English teacher, they co-taught with a math teacher, they co-taught with science teacher, and they also co-taught with the social studies teacher. So it was a true co-teaching experience for students, so they were able to see that actually embedded into core content. So that's one part of what we have done with innovation. We also want to look at doing really creative and fun things like with PE. We want students to be able to go and do some community work like cutting grass, going and doing dance lessons with some people that may be in a retirement home or things along those lines that allows them to meet the standards in the curriculum, but it's giving back to the community because we all know schools are such an integral part of the community, and it helps just continue to build the community in smaller, more rural areas. We also have another component of District of Innovation. I'm going to let Dr. Vanderford speak to that.
The third component of our District of Innovation plan is what we're calling our 2+2 Academy. It came about, we were exploring some middle college and early college. We had students we actually have some students who graduate with over 30 dual credit hours already. And so we had these students we talked to some of the students and the teachers and the principals, and they wanted something similar, but not necessarily to leave the campus. We found, especially with our career and technical students, one of the reasons some of them chose not to, even though they were going into a career and technical field, they wouldn't go to our CTE center because they just didn't want to leave their high school campus. And, we all know that part of that is that peer group. They want to be around their peers. They want to be involved in the things that are going on in their schools. So they wanted to be part of middle college or early college, but they didn't want to leave their high school campus. So we played around with some different things and taught with Hines. Hines was a great partner in this and came up with this 2+2 Academy where our students could fulfill all their high school graduation requirements by the end of their sophomore year. And then that junior year, solely on either dual credit, or if they were choosing a CTE pathway, they could free up their schedule maybe their senior year so they could go to the Hines Greenville Road branch and pursue a CTE pathway. But regardless, whether they had an academic pathway for an associate's degree or a CTE pathway, they could possibly graduate with both their high school diploma and an associate's degree through the 2+2 Academy. And in our large schools, they could totally do it on their high school campus without it ever leaving.
What do you feel that this plan means for the Rankin County School District and the culture and the community going forward?
I think that the community is going to be very excited about the opportunities that we are providing for the students, specifically with the middle college idea. That's so innovative, and it's really assisting the students as they move forward and whatever their next journeys may be in life, whether that's post-secondary or moving ahead into a career field. I also think that they are going to see the impact of what we've done with time redesign because we already have seen the impact in test scores. We've seen the test scores and the growth in the students, but I think parents are going to notice the deeper, richer, more real-world hands-on type experiences that we're able to provide because of what time redesign has allowed us to do as far as freeing up time and really working hand in hand and close with teachers. The other side, I think that they will be very excited. The community is going to be really excited about the connection with the schools, with the idea of the PE and working through, what that may look like. We're not totally sure what it's going to look like just yet, but just making that connection with students, teaching them good character ed skills and, giving back and helping people, and then providing a service that might benefit the community as a whole as well.
Same thing that Angie said. I think it gives us the opportunity to implement some of these research-based strategies and personalize education for students, which is part of what innovation is. I also think from the community standpoint, when you talk about changing the community, you're looking at, and especially with the innovation, because you're increasing the educational capacity of the students and the parents, and that's going to, together change the economics of the community. It's going to bring business and industry in, because we know that the business and industry follows education. So when you have a good educational system, you're going to have more business and industry. And then with the culture, the only way you can change culture is to implement a subculture. And once we start implementing this, kind of like when we had career academies, at first no one knew what they were, but then once, over a few years, they became really popular, and it got to the point that everybody wanted to be in a career academy. And so I think the same thing with this innovation with teaching and learning. Everybody's going to want to be a part of it. And it's going to start by making small incremental changes, which is what the District of Innovation Plan is going to let us do.